The female CEO came to the auto repair shop to pick up her car. She mistakenly thought an older man's luxury car was hers. The older man, in a hurry to go home, was about to open the car door, but the assistant snatched the keys away, telling the CEO to get in the car. The older man told her, "This car is custom-made and requires a fingerprint to unlock." Of course, the CEO knew about this feature, but no matter how she tried, she couldn't start the car. In his impatience, the older man picked the CEO up and put her in the passenger seat. Then he got in and started the car. When the fingerprint verification succeeded, the CEO was shocked to realize that the seemingly unremarkable car mechanic wasn't just an ordinary person. Unbeknownst to her, the man was the wealthiest person in the country, worth hundreds of billions, and had established a conglomerate that controlled the nation's economic lifeline. He made money effortlessly every day, lying down doing nothing. But he had grown bored of this monotonous life of extreme wealth, so he hid his identity and became a mechanic, experiencing the life of an ordinary worker. One day, as he was about to head home after work, he was stopped by a strange woman. She was about to drive away in his limited edition supercar. Just as the man was about to explain that the car was his, the assistant angrily snatched the car keys, because only the woman in the city owned such a luxury car. She thought the man had ill intentions, trying to impersonate a rich second-generation heir with the car. Even the way she looked at him was full of disdain. Ignoring the man's explanation, she insisted on sitting in the driver's seat. The older man told the CEO, "This car is custom-made and requires a fingerprint to unlock." The CEO knew about this feature, but no matter how she tried, she couldn't start the car. Impatient, the older man picked her up and placed her in the passenger seat. Then he got in and started the car. When the voice prompt announced fingerprint recognition successful, the CEO was finally convinced the car was his. At that moment, the man's son called, telling him to hurry and go on a blind date. The man asked the CEO to pretend to be his girlfriend and greet his son. Although the man casually handled his son's call, the CEO felt it was unfair. After all, she was still in her 20s. As compensation, the man immediately instructed his subordinates to invest $10 billion in her company. The CEO was puzzled upon receiving the investment, thinking the man was after something inappropriate. But the man only wanted her to accompany him to his son's celebration party. They arrived at the hotel. The CEO said she needed to change into a dress, and told the man to go ahead. Unexpectedly, as soon as the man entered the banquet hall, the manager stopped him, scolding him for being a mechanic, covered in dirt, and questioning how he could enter such a prestigious venue. Seeing this, the son immediately stepped forward to help the man, but the wealthy guest, upon seeing this, began to criticize the man. At that moment, a waiter came over, asking everyone to move aside for a parked supercar. The wealthy guest, seeing this, assumed it was his friends, and quickly praised the man for being wealthy. But the man stepped forward and said the sports car was actually his. Everyone was shocked and couldn't believe it. They then laughed at the man for being just a mechanic, and wondered how he could afford a limited edition car. Even the son thought his father was boasting, and quickly explained everything. But when the man saw that his son didn't believe him either, he was about to take out the keys to prove it. But then, he realized the car keys were missing.